I have arrived here at OSCON in Portland, Oregon. This is the O'Reilly Open Source Conference, and this is day one, which is kind of a quiet day overall. There's not a whole lot set up. The booths aren't set up yet. That doesn't open until, I think, Wednesday. Well, mostly we've got like these signs. O'Reilly does really good signs. They have really big signs everywhere. But what I thought might be cool is if I showed you guys what a press room looks like. So we're gonna go walk on over to the super secret, crazy exclusive, media only room, like you do, which is over here, behind armed guard. I don't believe they're armed. They should be. Be better in a lot of ways. But you walk back here, and you find the media working room. Fantastic. And in we go. It's a little underwhelming. This is it. This is the entirety of it. This is the press room. This is the glorious life of a tech journalist. It looks a lot like a cafeteria. So this is what we got. We got a table over here. Well, hey, at least there's some outlets back there. I wonder if those Ethernet taps actually work. A lot of times they don't. The Wi-Fi in here has already been really spotty, and we only have like, I don't know, not even a tenth of the total number of people that are going to be here over the course of the next week. I'm going to sit down for a second. I'm going to go like this. Actually, you know what? I'm going to flip this little camera here around. Yeah, that's way better. Well, we don't really need two of me. One will do just fine. All right. I'm going to take this backpack off. So I'm here at OSCON. I actually submitted a session proposal to OSCON this year. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was one of my usual highly snarky things. They have a track, I can't remember, like how is DevOps cool or something like that, and I submitted something along the lines of DevOps is dumb and so are you. I would have made it into a pretty good presentation, but they declined my generous offer. But they did give me a press pass. Look at that. Look at that. Boom. Right there. It's, not only is it press, but apparently it's med press, which stands for medical, I assume. I assume that's medical press. And yeah, anyway, this is it. This is the press room. As far as I know, I'm the only member of the press that's at OSCON yet. I haven't seen anyone else. I was here at the Community Leadership Summit yesterday, and I'm getting like, tons of messages on Wire right now. Holy moly. Getting like a non-stop barrage of Wire messages. And it was kind of interesting. There wasn't really much in the way of press there either. I don't know many journalists that are necessarily going to be here this week, so it'll be kind of interesting. But I've got a mobile recording rig set up. It's not the best, but it'll do the job. And on Wednesday, when the expo floor all opens up, we'll get in there and we'll just do a ton of interviews. We'll wander around and we'll just talk to people, right? Because why not? Why wouldn't you just go talk to everybody, right? And man, this is Spartan. I feel like I'm in a gray cafeteria at a prison. Hopefully they get some more stuff going on in here. I mean, come on, look at this. This is just nothing. Normally there'd be like at least like, I don't know, coffee, you know? Like a little coffee over here, and that would do the job. That would provide me with the happiness that I require in life. Just like a little, I don't know, some tea. I'll take tea. I'll take some tea. You know, most conferences, you go to them and they have a little bit of something. If you've never been inside a press room before, they'll have like some sort of treats, like croissants or something like that. The really nice conferences will keep the spread out in the press room all week long. You know, they'll have goodies and fruits and breads and pastries and little tiny, you know, cheesecake niblets and things like that all the whole week long, because the good PR people know the fastest way to a person's heart is through their stomach. And so you get the press happy. It's actually kind of funny. Sometimes at a conference, they'll have press-specific events, right? Most conferences do a press-specific event, and they'll just invite the press to it, and it'll almost always be about food. Just like lots of food. Sousa, the company I used to work for, was really good at this. They were good at taking the press out and buying them copious quantities of grub, stuff to just make them happy. And they were so smart because they did it right at the beginning of the week. So like if they had Sousa has this conference called SousaCon that they don't do every year anymore, but when they were doing it every year, like literally the day before the conference starts, they'd have a press day. They'd bring all the press in and they'd give them crazy amounts of food. And I'm gonna take this off, it's jingling like crazy. And they just go all out. And what they do is they take you to a place that was just like a little outside the normal budget for like an actual tech journalist. Because tech journalists, there's a lot of perks to this job, but you don't just roll in the cash, right? So they take us to someplace fancy. I remember one year, Sousa took all the journalists out to like this Cuban meat place. It was just all you can eat food. Just eat everything. And it was really fancy and great. And things like that. Intel one year took everybody out to this like place they had set up, and they brought in this like gourmet burger company to make gourmet burgers for everybody. Stuff like that, right? Make the journalists really happy, then they write really good things about you. This totally works. It absolutely works. It shouldn't work. It should not, like the journalist should not be like, I have a belly full of yum-yums. Now I'm going to write good things about your technology. Like that shouldn't happen, but it absolutely does. And the worst though is when the conferences don't provide things. The journalists get so cranky. Oh my Lord. And sometimes they won't, like the conferences won't bring in like the spread, like the coffee and the fruits and whatnot until like halfway through the conference. And you can absolutely see it. There are some journalists that will write like 10 articles at a single conference. I'm not one of those journalists. I'll write like 2 or 3, right? And they'll write tons of these, and like before the food arrives, they're kind of like hemming and hawing over everything. It's all right. I don't know. These speeches are kind of derivative, and I've heard everything from these keynotes before. And then after the food arrives, they're the most wonderful companies in the world. It's totally transparent. Anyway, throughout the week, I'm going to do some stuff, get a few interviews going. Luckily, there's a couple of rooms here that I can do some quiet interviews in, because as you heard, it's kind of loud out there, and there's not even that many people here yet. So it's kind of hard to do interviews out there, but we'll do what we can. If there's anyone that you know is going to be at OSCON that you'd like me to interview, just let me know. I'm gonna be here on and off, and because it's in my hometown, so I can just wander on down. But I'm thinking most of the interviews I'll do on Thursday. So if you've got any ideas, feel free to get them into me, and then I'm gonna find people where I can on Thursday. Because Thursday will be a little bit quieter, be a little easier to pull people off to the side and hunker them down in a room and be like, answer my questions. That's my job. All right, that's really it. Welcome to my luxurious life. I'm going to see if I can find an internet connection to upload this. We'll see. I have my personal doubts. That's just what I'm going to tell you right now.